Good morning, Kilbourne. This is your WKHS News for Friday, March 6th. I'm Monica Thomas.
And I'm Audrey Wachtel. Sunday, our state of Ohio celebrated its 212th anniversary. In order to become a state, a territory had to have 60,000 residents. Because of partisan politics between the governor appointed by George Washington, Arthur St. Clair, and Thomas Worthington, who was also running for governor, Congress went on recess and never approved the bill that would have made Ohio a state. In 1953, a historian discovered the oversight, and Congress passed a law officially naming Ohio a state. Congress made this retroactive so Ohio could still be considered the 17th state, not the 48th. Thanks, Mr. Jordan, for the information.
With PBIS coming in this year, Mr. Nally wanted to talk about how positive behavior needs to be important throughout Kilbourne. Abby Johnston and Cassidy Watson tell us more.
PBIS announcements are causing kids to question what it is and why we have to do it. We asked Mr. Nally to answer these questions for us.
What is PBIS?
PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports, and it's a program that's required by the state of Ohio for every high school and for every school in the state of Ohio to take part in that kind of training and development of the PBIS plans.
What is the goal PBIS is trying to portray?
The goal is that we want to improve our culture and climate. We want everybody to treat each other with respect. We want everybody to treat each other as well as possible, so that we can increase academic achievement here at the school.
How does it go with the PAC?
PAC is, we use that as an acronym, PACK. P is practice respect, and A is act responsibly, C is choose to be involved, and K is keep it classy.
Coming soon to the front of the school, a PAC mural. Keep practicing PBIS, Kilbourne. Abby Johnson, Cassidy Watson, WKHS News.
Getting vaccinated for college can be very stressful for many high school seniors. Our school nurse, Mrs. Gardner, talked with us about what vaccinations college freshmen will need. Immunizations have started up a lot of controversy that started in California and is now nationwide with the measles breakout. Here's some information about immunizations from Ms. Gardner. How do students come down with viruses like the whooping cough even though they've already been vaccinated?
And that's a really good question. We do see a lot of breakthrough cases for viruses and bacterial illnesses like the whooping cough, which is pertussis. We do see kids are required to get that Tdap, which protects you against pertussis. That's a shot that you get about 11 or 12 years old. So 4 to 5 years later, we do see that the effectiveness wanes. So we do see the breakthrough cases. And, unfortunately, we're a really well-vaccinated population here at Kilbourne. But unfortunately, outside our walls, adults and older population are not protected against pertussis. So we still see it out in the community at higher than we like to see rates. But kids that, again, are kind of waning on that effectiveness can pick it up out in the community and bring it back into our population here at Kilbourne. So that's where we see, where we've had some higher incidence of pertussis this year. That's why it happens. Just like with the measles cases that you see out in California going on right now, those are typically due to a non-vaccinated person who's brought it into a community, and from there it can spread. So the higher our rates are out in the community of vaccinations, the better protected our students here at Kilbourne are, as well as everybody else in the community. So we really need to get those vaccination rates up.
What are the other required immunizations that students have to have before going to college?
For most universities and colleges, it'll vary, but most of the time your childhood immunizations are the basis that you need to move on to college, as well as a required meningococcal vaccination, which protects you against bacterial meningitis. Most universities will require that, but again, depending on the university, there may be other requirements that you need to have done.
Are there any other important vaccinations students here at Kilbourne need to have?
I think the students here at Kilbourne are really well covered with their childhood immunization requirements, but I always recommend flu shots to get done annually. The teenage population also should get the meningitis vaccination, which is it's called meningococcal, and you typically will need that, as we discussed before, to get into college, but you actually can get that starting in the teenage years, so you can actually have that done before you even start high school.
Although students are protected here at Kilbourne, outside these walls are not safe from these outbreaks. Seniors, that's why you need to be immunized before heading off to college and the real world. Audrey Wachtel, WKHS News. March Madness is one of the most exciting times of the month for many basketball fans. Kahari Lindsay and Harvey Ripple talked to kids about their Final Four predictions.
All around the world. To the beach, y'all. Let's go.
March Madness is the time of the annual NCAA college basketball tournament. That determines the national champion for college basketball. Many people even miss work just to watch the tournament. According to an MSN survey, 86% of employees will devote at least part of their workday to uploading brackets, checking scores, and following the game during this year's men's basketball tournament. Another study says that approximately 2.5 million workers will spend at least 90 minutes a day watching the tournament. I asked some Kilbourne students who they would like to see make the Final Four. Who do you want to see in the Final Four?
I would like to see Duke, Notre Dame, Kentucky, and Louisville.
To see in the Final Four?
Ohio State, Utah, Purdue, and Michigan State.
What teams would you like to see in the Final Four?
Well, I know I'd like to see Duke in the Final Four.
Anybody else?
Kentucky, I'd like to see them go against each other.
Who would you like to see in the Final Four?
I would like to see Duke, Kentucky, Ohio State, and Wisconsin. That would be a pretty fun matchup.
And who would you like to see in the Final Four?
Definitely UConn.
Who else?
Ohio State.
And?
Kentucky.
One more?
Louisville.
All right.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Right.
Good news, Kilbourne! Ms. Adrian gave the okay and March Madness will be playing in the cafeteria. Harvey Riffle, WKHS News.
This has been your WKHS News. Congrats to the boys basketball team on a great season, and a special congratulations to the senior class on having the most wins in Kilbourne history. This includes their juniors and sophomore year.
Don't forget, Daylight Savings starts this weekend and Pancake Day is Saturday, March 14th. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, Wolves.